Hello everyone. Let's start this. Let me just connect everything. We're live, Twitch and YouTube. Ready to play OMEA. Go. OMEA is an AI game that generates the chat, the texts by AI. You can freely type anything, like by example, I will surround the enemy, I will turn my back and run, anything like this. I will hide, you can do anything you want. So this is amazing. This gives us very creative ways to play the game in many ways and repeatable, and that is very repeatable. Then the game is already free to play the demo. The demo is the Odin's Trail, and you can check it at Steam, link in the description. So, and the game, by being a text base, is very good as well for me, by example, that I'm not an English native speaker. I am a Brazilian, and I speak, my mother language is Portuguese. Then when I play a game like this, I will be able to train my English. And one thing that is very interesting is that you can play the game by voice instead of chat, and this will make the game quicker, I believe. Here is the first history that we have in the OMEA platform, is the Odin's Trial. The storm took your ship. You wake alone on a frozen shore. Find a way off before the cold, or something worse, cleanse you. It's a survival horror Viking sandbox game. Go. Who will witness this saga? So let's play as chosen. No, let's forge your own. Streaming, hide this screen first. We are about to reveal QR code that links this saga to your phone. So I need to take my phone. No, let's go back. No, I want to experiment everything. I will take my phone. Just a second. So let's forge this. Let me just change my screen here, just a second. Camera. Okay, my son is here. He wants the telephone. So I will forge my own. Oh, it's too noisy, but okay, let's me remove this. Show the code. Right, I have the code here. Let's take it. So I want to create my own. So I'm entering in the OMEA platform. Let's begin. How to go like this, but hermit, capture your visage. I think it's broken. I will start again. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm trying. Oh, I understand. Wow, it captured and sent. Terms and conditions. Okay. Okay, I found the terms. You are forging my hero already here. I think I don't have to do anything here anymore. And here's my hero. After that, it's like this. I'm appearing. Okay, chosen. Attributes: mental average, social weak, physical is strong. Abilities are random. I have. So let's go like athletic. I need to reduce music effects. It's volume 2, please. And it's still very high. Like this, 10, 9, okay. Music, it's very, very powerful here. The storm took everything. Your ship, your shield, brothers, and most of your memory. You woke half frozen on a strange shore, hinged by a wreckage and the dead. You know only two things. You are a hater, and you have a home worth returning to. Everything else, names, face, the shape of your hull, slips through your fingers like meltwater. Ahead lies an island of frozen forests and jagged cliffs, and the promise of a long, cold death. Something watched from the shadows. Survive it. Remember who you are, and you find your way home. Okay, so I need to survive, remember who I am, and return home. So this is the mission here. Let's go. The plot. We are a hater playing the game. So this is a hater victim. Right. So we wake up. What? A meteor crown.
I am Hugin.
Hello, Hugin.
Yours specifically. The only part of your mind Odin left you. Your memory waits across this island. My brother Munin. Reach the frozen passage before the blood moon peaks, or remain nothing. One problem. Fenrir's child guards the passage. Tonight it hunts the whole island. Can you outrun a god's wolf?
Interesting. So we are in an island and it has a god's wolf. And we have to outrun him. Right. Very cool image. Loaf shards. No. Okay. What do we have?
You push yourself up. Your legs tremble, weak as a newborn calf's. The wool clings to your skin, heavy with freezing seawater, sucking the warmth from your bones.
I like it. I like
Around you,
they're narrating
the
it.
shore is a graveyard of splintered timber and pale bodies. The Drakar's ribs jut from the water like the bones of a leviathan. Further up the slope, dark shapes lie motionless on the rocks.
It's better than text only. So this is me. Okay. No, this is not me.
To the north, the land rises into high cliffs. South, the shore curves toward what might be a beach.
Okay.
East, a dark forest presses against the rock. The sun hangs pale and low, offering little heat.
Okay.
Cold? Good. That means you're still alive. The dead don't shiver. They'll give it an hour, and you might wish you weren't.
What do I have to do? Look around, your shield are gone, but their gear that remains, a hater doesn't die of exposure when they're wood and flint. He had. Alright. So I will play like voice text. I will look around, see if I find any of my shield brothers if I found any clothes that are worth getting. Got some flint and got some wood and prepare for the cold night. Looking for weapons and gear to survive at this night. So it's transcribing my words, okay. It's good, so let's see if it's alright. Move and prepare. 5. Right, so end. Okay, I can make like this. It's good. Or I can type it.
You stumble through the wreckage, boots crunching on frost-slicked timber. The dead lie scattered like broken dolls, faces blue and peaceful, spared the beast's hunger. Near the waterline, a body half submerged in the surf clutches a leather pouch. You pry it from stiff fingers, flint and steel, cold but usable. Further up, a corpse draped over a rock wears a heavy fur cloak, still damp but warmer than your own wool. A sea-axe knife hangs at his belt, and a silver arm ring glints on his wrist. You strip what you need. The Drakar's ribs yield more: a length of tar-stained rope, a torn canvas sail, a broken oar, and a leather satchel containing a mead flask. The wind cuts through your wet clothes as you work, fingers stiffening.
So I gained lots of things here. Let me see if I have an
A
inventory.
thief's work, but necessary. That silver, pretty. Useless against the cold, but pretty. You could wear it and freeze to death in style. Or you could find wood and strike a spark before your teeth start chattering so hard they crack. The night comes fast here.
Let's see my character. So I changed it back so it's not time to... It's time to think. So I have a letter set, so I can read the descriptions of the thing of this. So it's a bag. I have a broken oar, torn sail, ship's rope, mead flask. What's a mead flask? Monet wine. So it can keep me warm. Good. Silver army ring. Don't need 6 knife. Good for all. Have wet furs, flint and steel. Good to start a fire. Soaked clothing. Have another pouch. A hand axe. So I have a weapon. I have a knife. I have a broken oar. All of this. So it's time to leave the shore, enter the island, and go for some wood and food. And try to find a cave or something like this. So let's go. I'm leaving the shore, entering the first steps in the island. I will look around, looking for wood and food like fruits. If possible, I will hunt something easy in the shore or near it. I will hide myself in the warmest place I find, like a cave or below some trees. Transcribing my words. Let's see. Right. trying to survive, bro. I already love it, the game.
You scramble up the rocky slope, boots slipping on frost-covered stones. The wind here is less cutting than on the waterline, but it still bites through your wet wool. You scan the terrain for food, but the land is stark and dead. No berries cling to the bare branches. No roots push through the frozen ground. Winter has stripped the island bare. You find a few pieces of driftwood tangled in the scrub, dry enough to burn if you can get a flame going. Ahead, the ground levels out. To the north, the path climbs toward high cliffs. South, the land slopes down toward a distant beach. East, the dark forest looms against the sky. A smear of dark red catches your eye. A trail of blood leading up the rocks to a motionless shape lying in the open.
Fruit? In this season? You're dreaming, survivor. The only thing eating here is dead already. Or almost dead. Look at that red smear on the rocks. Someone had a bad day. A very bad day.
Let me understand here. I will try to understand what is the red here on the right. Played it wrong. I'll try to understand what is in the red smear. Just this. Just this, just this. Let me see what it brings to me. I don't need to make super huge.
You follow the crimson smear up the rocky slope. The blood is fresh, steaming slightly in the cold air, painting the black stones in erratic strokes. At the top, the trail ends at a horror. A Viking lies sprawled on the frost. But lies is too gentle a word. He was broken. The head is gone, severed clean. The chest is a ruin of torn meat and exposed white ribs. The cavity hollowed out. One leg ends in a jagged stump of bone below the knee. This was no battle. This was a feeding.
Oh, it gives me the peak. Whoa. Whoa.
Messy. Very messy. Whatever did this, it wasn't hungry. It was angry. Or playing. Look at the tears on the ribs. Claws or teeth the size of daggers.
The wind whips across the exposed cliff, carrying the copper tang of blood mixed with salt spray. The body wears nothing but shredded rags now, anything of value likely lost to the sea or the beast. The path north continues upward toward even higher cliffs. South, the slope descends toward the beach. East, the forest waits, dark and silent.
I will continue path to the south. Always prepare it for. I will look for the south beach, always looking for danger, prepare it and with my perception at limits, looking for things to loot at my way. South Peak. Patience over it. Afternoon.
The path south is a treacherous slide of loose scree and frost-slick stones. You half climb, half fall, boots skidding as the slope levels out into a wide sweep of sand and dark rock. The wind here is different, less sharp, but carrying the heavy, salt, thick smell of the sea. The sun hangs pale and low, casting long, cold shadows across the tidal pools that glitter like broken mirrors. The beach is alive with the cry of gulls and the rhythmic crash of gray waves. Driftwood lies scattered in heaps, bleached by storms. To the north, the path climbs back toward the cliffs. East, snow heaps grow thicker, leading toward what looks like open plains. West, the ocean stretches into endless gray. Your scan for danger is interrupted by a shape near the waterline. A man lies half submerged in the surf, trapped under a heavy piece of the ship's hull. His skin is waxen, lips blue, chest barely moving. He's not dead, but he will be soon without warmth. The tide is coming in.
First survivor.
Another one? He's still breathing. Barely. You could leave him. The sea will take him in an hour. Or you could play the hero. But heroes need fire. Do you have a spark left in you?
I will take the man on my back. Go in direction. First spot where great fire. So he can warm himself also. I'm speaking English very well, so let's go. I'm strong, remember this. I have 3 on strength. I can place him. We're already in the plains. Don't know if the man. Did I?
The dead weight on your back drags you down with every step. The snow deepens as you leave the beach, turning the ground into a treacherous, shifting trap. Your breath comes in ragged clouds, misting in the golden light that offers no warmth. The wind here is unbroken, howling across the flat expanse, cutting through your wet wool and the furs of the man you carry. His skin is ice against your neck, his breathing shallow and rattling. You crest a low rise and the plains open before you, a vast, white emptiness under a darkening sky. In the distance, a thin thread of smoke rises from a low structure, the only landmark in a sea of frost.
Heavy burden. Heavier than the man. You think you can start a fire out here, in this wind? The snow will bury you both before the tinder catches. That smoke. Someone lives, or lived.
You lower the man to the ground behind a scant drift, seeking what little shelter the land offers. His lips are blue, his chest barely moving. You pull the flint and steel from your pouch, your fingers numb and clumsy. The wind snatches at the dry grass you gather, scattering it before you can strike a spark.
Oh.
A shower of cold sparks dies in the air instantly. The cold is settling into your own limbs now, a deep, aching stiffness that makes every movement a battle.
Told you. The wind is hungry too. You can freeze here playing hero, or you can knock on that door. If they don't kill you, they might have fire.
I will place the men around, hunch, knock on the door, but before that, watch if there is someone inside. Self. Then prepare for battle if they ask for help. Point my other men. Help you. Abaixa, aumentei. Okay, let's go. Depois quero falar contigo ainda, Dedão. Cut outside. Oh, there's even a big.
You lower the unconscious man gently into the lee of a snowdrift, tucking the wet furs around him. The wind howls across the open plains, carrying the scent of wood smoke and something fainter sickness. You crouch low, moving toward the turf-roofed hut with your hand axe ready. The snow crunches under your boots despite your care, but the wind's roar covers the sound. The hut is small, its walls of turf and timber patched with moss. A thin curl of smoke rises from the central hole. No movement shows through the narrow cracks between the planks. You creep closer, pressing your back against the cold wall near the simple wooden door. From here, you hear a dry, rattling cough from inside, and the low murmur of a woman's voice, too soft to make out words.
Quiet as a shadow, or a thief. There's at least one inside, maybe more. Knock on death's door, survivor. See if it opens.
You take a breath, grip your axe, and rap sharply on the wood frame. The murmur inside stops instantly. Silence stretches for a heartbeat, then the sound of heavy footsteps approaching. The door creaks open a few inches, a leather thong holding it from swinging wide. A woman's face appears in the gap, early 30s. Angular, dark hair pulled back tight. Her eyes are hard, measuring you, flicking to the axe in your hand and the furs you wear. Behind her, the glow of a fire reveals a shadowed interior.
Right.
You're far from home, Raider. What do you want?
Okay.
You step back slightly, keeping your hands visible, but not surrendering your weapon, and point toward the snowdrift where the survivor lies. The woman's gaze follows your finger, narrowing as she takes in the unconscious shape. For a moment, she says nothing, her jaw set tight. The wind whips a strand of hair across her face, but she doesn't brush it away.
Another mouth to feed. We have little enough. Why should I let you in?
Convince Sigrid let you. Okay, I can make a test. I'm weak at social and abysmal bad at persuasion. Let's try. I have to. I will not. I will accept it. But really bad. So she's not going to let me in.
Sigrid's eyes harden, the flicker of sympathy extinguished by the sight of your axe, and the desperation in your own eyes. She shakes her head once, sharp and final.
Oh.
We have nothing to spare. No food, no medicine. I won't watch my Amma starve for a stranger. Take him and go.
The door slams shut, the leather thong snapping tight. The bar slides into place with a dull thud. You are left alone on the step, the wind howling across the open plains, cutting through your wet wool like a knife. The man behind the snowdrift stirs, a low rattling sound in his throat, but he does not wake. The golden light is fading, the air growing colder with every passing moment.
So much for hospitality. She has a point, though. You look like death, and you smell like the sea. What now, hero? The fire is inside. You are out here.
Hypothermia risk worsening. I have to break in. There's no other option. I will try. I will be gentle. Let's do. I will knock on the door again and scream, "Let me in. I will not harm you, otherwise I will have to. Let me and this man just get warmth, and then we are going to leave." An intimidation test. Let's see if I can. Right. I will try to intimidate, otherwise I will have to break in.
You slam your fist against the wood, the impact rattling the frame. The wind steals the heat from your skin as you lean in close to the crack, letting the threat in your voice carry over the howling gale.
Open this door! I swear by Odin, I will burn this hut to the ground if you don't let us in. Give us warmth, or I give you death.
Oh, it's not that what I
Silence
told.
from within. Then the shuffle of feet close to the barrier. The wood creaks under pressure as someone leans against it from the other side.
You threaten me on my own threshold. You think I fear death? I've buried my whole family. Try to burn it, Raider. You'll need fire first.
I have to force her with intention. I have aversion. So let's roll the dice. 1. I have a success. It's out. Okay, we passed the intimidation test. We are inside the hut.
The wood groans under your fist, and for a heartbeat, only the wind answers. Then, the scrape of the bar being lifted. The door swings inward, and Sigrid stands there, axe in hand, her face a mask of cold fury. She steps aside just enough to let you pass, her eyes daring you to try something.
You have your warmth. Don't make me regret it.
Thank you.
You rush back to the snowdrift and haul the unconscious man up. He's dead weight, his head lolling against your shoulder, half carrying, half dragging him. You stumble across the threshold into the hut. The air inside is thick with heat and the smell of burning wood, sickness, and old herbs. Sigrid bars the door behind you with a heavy thud. You lower the man near the central fire pit, where embers glow orange. In the corner, bundled in furs on a raised bed, an old woman watches you with sharp, fever-bright eyes.
Another mouth? Sigrid, you're getting soft in your old age. They freeze outside, or they bleed inside. I chose the mess I know.
The unconscious man shivers violently on the floorboards, his skin still pale and waxen. The fire needs more wood, and the cold still clings to your own soaked clothes.
I will feed the meat flask to the man and throw the broken ore fire.
The fire pit crackles, embers glowing orange against the gloom. You grab the broken ore, the wood dry and splintered, and toss it onto the flames. It catches with a hungry hiss, sparks swirling up toward the smoke hole in the roof. The heat pushes back against the cold, clinging to your soaked clothes. You kneel beside the unconscious man, his breathing
Fifty
still
months!
shallow and ratchet. Uncorking the mead flask, the sweet fermented smell fills the small hut.
I will
You
play
lift
League
his
of
head,
Legends
cradling
today.
it against your knee, and press the rim to his blue lips.
Take the Ranger skin. So, pour the mead without choking him. Let's try. I have 4 dice. I have to make a 4. Yeah, it's a good one. So, the failure. So, let's try. Bro. I will save this, man. What? 30 points. I will reroll again. A critical failure. What? Success. Choose 3 points. So I just want to save him. Thank you, Scott. Tô fazendo uma live patrocinada aqui. O jogo é muito massa. Pena que não tem.
The golden liquid slips past his lips without a cough, his throat working instinctively. Color returns to his cheeks, faint but real, a flush of life against the waxen pallor. He coughs once, a wet, rattling sound, then settles into a deeper sleep, his breathing steadying.
Hey.
The broken ore catches fire with a roar, sending a shower of sparks up toward the smoke hole. The heat washes over you, driving the chill from your bones. Your soaked clothes begin to steam, the heavy wool slowly losing its deathly grip on your skin.
He'll live. For now. You didn't kill him with your clumsiness. That's something.
I did my best.
A raider with gentle hands. Sigrid, the world is ending.
Parece bom pra aprender
What's
inglês.
your name, stranger?
Falar com IA.
Or should we just call you the Storm?
The Storm. Dramatic. She's watching you. Measuring. Be careful what you tell them, Survivor. They have enough secrets without yours.
I lost the. Right. I'm Max Pita. And you? Who are you? How are you here? This nowhere place. Can you tell me more about this island? Oh, Max B. Let's correct this. Okay, let's try. Let's see what answer I will get from them.
The firelight dances across the wooden beams, casting long shadows that seem to listen. Sigrid leans against the wall, arms crossed, her axe resting within easy reach. The old woman in the corner shifts, her gaze sharp despite the fever flush on her cheeks.
Max Pita, that is no Norse name.
No.
Sounds like bread.
Bread.
And this is not Iceland, stranger. You are on Ulfsea, Wolf Island.
Oopsie.
Max Pita. A strange name for a strange time. Do you remember where you came from then? Or did the sea wash that away too?
Max Pita. Breadloaf. A
Eu
fine
também
name
chamaram
for
de
a
pão.
raider. The ravens will be impressed. Ulfsea. Wolf Island. Fitting, considering what hunts you.
You asked how we are here. We live. We survive. Until we don't. This island has a way of collecting lost things.
You're shivering, Max Pita. Even by the fire. You should dry those clothes before you become another ghost for Sigrid to bury.
Where's wolf? But I have to. Thanks for the information. At the moment, didn't tell your name. Tell me, or yeah. I have part of my memories washed out of my. I try to be. I just want to have some conversation. Take the most good, and I will. Right. I have a talk with AI. Oh man, this is the evolution of gaming. This is the evolution of.
The fire crackles, filling the silence between your words. Sigrid watches you, her grip on the axe loosening slightly, though her eyes remain wary. The old woman in the corner chuckles, a dry rattling sound that ends in a cough.
Forgot who you were? Happens to the best of us. Usually when the mead is too strong. I am Arma. The name means grandmother. It's stuck.
Okay.
I am Sigrid. This is my home. You said you would leave after you warmed yourself. I expect you to keep your word.
Sigrid and Amma, a fortress of two. They don't look like much, but I've seen weaker men hold walls against armies. Watch the old one. She sees more than she says.
On the floorboards near the fire, the unconscious man, Leaf, stirs again. His eyes flutter open, glassy and unfocused, before closing once more. His breathing is stronger now, the rattle in his chest fading.
Your friend there. He's lucky. The sea takes most. You want to know about this place? Ulfsby keeps its secrets. But the cold is honest. You want information? Fine. The forest to the north is dark. The beach to the south has food, if you can catch it. The cliffs to the west are high. Stay away from the east at night. The passage is failing.
I'm losing. I have to. My mouse is out of battery, so I'm. Oh. Fire here. Okay, let's go. Okay. So let's just recap. She gave me some directions. Oh, the forest is dark, the beach has food, the cliffs are high, stay away from the east at night. So the wolf must be at the east. The forest in the north is dark, south has food, you can catch it. Oh, I need to know what kind of food we can catch on the beach, probably fish. So I have to ask for ways to get a net or anything like this to get the food. I will need food. And if they provide me anything, I can return here to the hut and we can make armor for. But before this, I need to know more about Leaf, my friend that we're just resurrected from the dead, or otherwise we'll just cut his throat right there. So let's first talk to Leaf. My first actions is to talk with Leaf. Leaf, pronounce your name, who are you, and if you remember anything. If you want to survive, I need you by my side. We are here because those women give us warmth, but we don't have much time here. What do you have to say? Choose your words carefully. Fica quieto.
You crouch beside the man, the heat of the fire pressing against your damp clothes. His eyes flutter open again, glassy and unfocused, before locking onto yours. Recognition flickers in his gaze, followed by confusion.
Okay.
Odd? You're alive. I saw the wave take you.
Ord, another name. You are collecting them like trophies, Breadloaf.
Breadloaf, de novo.
Max Pita? That's... The cold must have addled your wits. You are odd. We raided Northumbria together. I am Leaf. I remember the ship, the storm. I remember nothing after the water.
Ord. Max Pita. Whoever you are still dripping on my floor.
You saved me. I owe you a life debt. But these women, they let us in. Why?
Because he threatened to burn us down, dear. A very persuasive guest.
Intimidation was necessary, otherwise would be dead outside. Thanks for all the info. I'm looking to get food or leave. But if you have anything that you can give us, get this food better and like a net or pods, that would be appreciated. What kind of food have means that if you get enough, we can return some to you. I think my answer.
Sigrid's eyes narrow at your request, her arms tightening across her chest. The firelight catches the worn edges of her wool tunic, patched and repatched.
She glances at the door, then back at you, clearly calculating the cost of your presence.
Nets? Rods? You think I keep spare gear for raiders who threaten to burn my home? We have nothing to give. What we have, we need. She's right, you know. We're not a trading post. But the beach, the strand, it feeds those who know how to look. Crabs in the rocks, kelp in the shallows. If you're quick.
I can find food. I've hunted worse shores than this. If we go soon. The light is dying.
Crabs and kelp. A feast fit for a king. Or at least, a survivor who doesn't want to starve before the wolves get him.
If you bring back food, maybe we talk. But you don't get tools, you get hands. Now, are you leaving or staying?
Thanks for all. I'm leaving. I hope you return the favor. If you have any requests, please say now. You're going to the... After that, any tips for me? Any tips for where I can pass the night? Can we pass it here? Or do you have any other directions? We're going the fast we can. Again, thanks for all. Okay, so I'm talking to them. I already forgot their names. Is Ama the other one? I don't remember. Well, I already went to the beach. That was not what I want. Talk with her.
Sigrid's hand is already on the door latch, her face set in hard lines. She shakes her head at your offer of future favors, her eyes flicking once to the dying fire before settling back on you.
Keep your favors. Bring food, or don't come back. The beach is south. Follow your nose.
Okay.
As for the night, the woods are full of teeth. The beach is cold, but the teeth are fewer. Don't freeze, stranger, and don't let the crabs pinch your toes. They have a temper.
The door shuts firmly behind you, the latch clicking into place. The wind hits you instantly, cutting through the damp wool of your tunic. You and Leif trudge south through the deepening snow, the light fading from the sky in streaks of salmon and bruised violet. You emerge onto the strand, the beach. The ground shifts from hard-packed snow to wet sand and dark scattered rocks. The ocean heaves against the shore, a rhythmic booming of gray waves. Tidal pools gleam like dark mirrors in the twilight, and the air is thick with the salt tang of seaweed and brine. Gulls cry overhead, circling something near the water's edge.
The strand. It looks rich enough. Crabs in the pools, kelp on the line. But the light is almost gone, Odd. We need to move fast if we're eating tonight.
A romantic spot for a picnic, if you enjoy freezing winds and the smell of rotting kelp. Look at the birds. They know where the food is.
Leif scans the shoreline, his eyes narrowing as he studies the ground and the water. He points toward a cluster of large rocks further down the beach where the waves crash harder, and then to a quieter stretch of sand where tidal pools cluster.
The rocks might hold bigger crabs, but it's slippery. The pools are safer, but maybe picked over. Your call, Shield Brother. Where do we start?
I will try the crabs. I want meat. And let's run to the rocks. There we play it slow. Get some crabs, place in the bag. We are here side by side. And try not to lose the equilibrium. We can do it together. Let's do it. And then return out of the room. I'm really bad at English.
You and Leaf move toward the cluster of jagged rocks where the waves crash harder, the spray coating the stone in slick sheen of ice and brine. The footing is treacherous, each step a gamble against the pull of the tide. Leaf crouches by a tidal pool, his hand darting into the water with practiced speed. He comes up with a thrashing crab, its claws snapping at the air.
Got one. There's more in the weeds. Watch your fingers, Odd.
You reach for a shadow, moving between the kelp strands, the water numbing your fingers. The rocks are slick with algae, and a sudden surge of foam nearly knocks you off balance.
Okay, so gather enough crabs before life fails. Roll the dice. Got one. That's got crabs. Good, good, very good, very good, very good.
Your fingers close around the shell, slick and cold. You wrench it from the water just as another wave smashes against the rock, spraying salt into your eyes.
You drop it into the leather satchel, where it clatters against the others.
Why is
Leif
this
works
bad?
beside you, a silent shadow in the fading light, moving with a hunter's grace over the slippery stone.
That's 5, maybe 6. Enough to keep the strength in our arms.
The sky burns through salmon and violet, the last light catching crimson on the wet shells. The wind picks up, cutting through your damp wool, but the satchel is heavy with life. You scramble back off the rocks, boots sinking into the wet sand of the shore. The ocean heaves behind you, a rhythmic booming in the deepening gloom.
A fine catch. Now, do you eat them raw and risk the sickness? Or play with fire before the sun dies?
We need a fire. Raw crab is a fool's meal. It'll turn your gut inside out.
Got crab. Try to find protection from the wind where we can light a fire.
You scan the shoreline, eyes narrowed against the stinging spray. A tangle of massive driftwood logs lies piled against the base of the dunes, forming a natural windbreak. You and Leaf haul the heavy trunks aside, clearing a circle of sand sheltered from the worst of the gale.
Best thing.
Good spot. The wind won't reach us here. I'll gather dry wood from the piles.
Leaf moves with efficient purpose, returning with armfuls of bleached driftwood and dried kelp stems. You arrange the wood in the pit, striking flint against steel. Sparks shower the tinder, catching hold with a hungry crackle. Soon, a cheerful blaze is roaring, pushing back the encroaching dark and warming your chilled bones.
The crabs go onto the hot stones, their shells turning bright red as they cook. The smell roils your stomach, reminding you how long it's been since you last ate.
You crack the shells open, sharing the sweet white meat with Leaf. The food is hot and salty, strength flowing back into your limbs with every bite.
A king's feast indeed. But even a rat feels like a wolf when its belly is full.
That helps. We should rest while the fire holds, or move while we have the strength.
I have a plan. Leif, you're going to move by 10 minutes, each one for each direction. After that, we return here and take what we see to each other, and then we'll make a decision. Move or stay.
Leaf nods, understanding the plan without question. You agree on the directions. He will take the path toward the distant cliffs to the north, while you head toward the rocky tip of the beach to the south. The fire crackles between you, a small island of warmth in the growing dark.
10 minutes. If I'm not back, don't wait. The shadows are getting long.
You turn south, picking your way over the wet sand and scattered shells. The wind is colder here, cutting off the ocean with nothing to block it. The rocky tip of the beach looms ahead, a jagged spine of stone jutting into the gray water. You scan the ground, the tide pools, and the treacherous footing. Time stretches in the dark, every crunch of a shell sounding like a footstep behind you. 10 minutes pass. You see nothing but seabirds picking at the kelp and the endless heave of the tide. You turn back, trudging toward the glow of the fire. Leif is already there, stoking the flames with a piece of driftwood. He looks up as you approach, his face grim.
Nothing to the north but steep cliffs and a path that looks hard to climb. I saw tracks, large ones, not wolf. Something else walked there recently.
Something else? On this island, something else is usually the thing that eats you.
What did you see to the south?
The fire pops, sending a shower of sparks up into the night. The cooked crabs sit in the satchel, waiting. The wind howls across the beach, carrying the salt spray and the distant cry of gulls. You have shared your findings. Now you must decide. Stay by the fire and rest, or move into the dark.
Okay, I have to stay in the dark is too dangerous. Let's return to the hut. Offer the crabs that we got. If they don't return us a welcome, we just wait and kill them. I have options. We are haters after all. I will try to be gentle, but be on guard. Don't drink anything that they offer you. Just give the crabs and whistling. I have to take turns. We have to always be not haters, but haters. Right, so let's see if we can turn. I think this is the best up. We're red inside.
The wind hits you like a wall of ice as you leave the shelter of the beach dunes and step onto the plains. The snow stretches out in all directions, a flat white wasteland under a darkening sky. To the east, the stars are already piercing the gloom. The only landmark is the low turf roof of the hut, a darker smudge against the snow, with a thin line of smoke rising straight up in the still air. You trudge through the deep drifts, Leif silent at your side, the heat of the crabs in the satchel a small comfort against the biting cold.
It's exposed here. Anyone could see us coming. Are you sure about this, Odd? Killing them for shelter, it's a dark path.
All paths are dark tonight. Some just have a roof over them.
You
killed
reach
him.
the hut, the woodpile almost bare against the wall. The smoke smells of peat and sickness. You pound on the door, the sound flat against the turf. Inside, you hear the shuffle of feet, then the creak of the leather thong being pulled back. The door opens a crack, Sigrid's eye visible in the gap, a sea axe knife glinting in her hand.
Back? I told you. Bring food, or don't come back.
You push the satchel of cooked crabs through the gap, the smell of seafood and steam filling the cold air. Sigrid's eye widens slightly, then narrows again. She looks at the food, then at your hand axe, then at Leif standing behind you.
Crabs. You went to the Strand and came back alive. What do you want for them?
Warmth. And a roof. If you don't open this door, we take it. We don't have options here.
He has a temper, Sigrid, and he brings gifts. Let the poor frozen bastards in before they freeze to our doorstep.
Sigrid stares at you for a long moment, the knife still ready. Then she sighs, a sound of defeat and calculation mixed. She opens the door wider, stepping back but keeping the knife between you.
Fine. But if you try anything, you die. And don't touch the firewood. We're running low.
Right. We lose the crabs. I will take a seat. Index side. The other side of the room. Doing as planned. Amma, we're going to sleep here. Thank you for your warmth again. I hope the crabs be a precious gift for you today. The morning, we're going to leave. I will just blink the Leif's according to the plan. Let me transcribe and type that around. Okay, so we're going to start a conversation with the and pass the night.
You settle onto the dirt floor near the fire, back against the rough-hewn wall where you can see both the door and the women. You place the hand axe within easy reach, then catch Leaf's eye. A slow blink watch. Sleep. Watch. He nods almost imperceptibly, taking a position opposite you, closer to the door but still within the fire's warmth. The crabs steam in the satchel, a rich, salty smell filling the small hut.
Amma, we sleep here tonight. Thank you for the warmth. I hope the crabs are a worthy gift. In the morning, we leave.
Yeah.
Worthy? Protein is protein, stranger. And warmth is warmth. We take what the sea gives. Morning. A lot can happen before the sun rises.
Tell me about this place. Ulfsey, what hunts here besides the wolves?
Ah, you hear the howling. That's the wolves. But the other thing, the one that leaves tracks like a man but walks like a monster, that's old. Older than this hut. Amma, don't fill his head with stories. The beast is just a beast. Big, hungry, but flesh and blood. Is it, Sigrid?
Yeah.
Then why does it only come when the moon is full? Why does it know our names?
Flesh and blood that knows your name. How comforting.
Stay away from the east at night. The passage is failing, and the thing, it guards the way off. You want to leave. You wait for daylight, and you move fast.
Odd. The tracks I saw. They were headed north, into the deep forest.
The fire pops, sending a shower of sparks upward. Sigrid busies herself dividing the crab meat, her movements sharp and efficient. Amma watches you, her eyes bright despite the fever, a small smile playing on her lips.
Let's go. Amma, we saw a corpse without head and a hole in just before coming. Looks like the beast, just for fun, not. And the heater is starting. Got a full. I see that you have feet like it. There is any kind of herb of medicine. I should look in my inventory island. Turn. Broken? What happened? Game broken. Back. Okay. Maybe they are the Lycan. Have to take a look. I'm starting to think about this.
The firelight dances across the rough-hewn walls as you speak, casting long shadows that seem to listen. Amma's eyes gleam in the gloom, sharp despite the fever that flushes her cheeks. She nods slowly at your description of the mutilated body, a knowing look settling on her face.
About this.
The headless one. Aye, that sounds like its work. It doesn't eat for hunger, stranger. It kills for sport or rage. Maybe both.
Agents.
Amma, enough. He doesn't need to know every dark tale of this rock. Let the
Oh,
boy talk, Sigrid. He's trying to be polite. Medicine, you say? There is a root that grows on the high cliffs to the northwest. Fever root. It breaks the heat in the blood. But the cliffs are treacherous, and the wolves are bold there.
Friends. A raider who makes friends with grandmothers. The sagas will sing of this one.
The Hoye Fjordur, high cliffs. If you want to play hero, go ahead. But don't come crying here if you fall.
Northwest. That's the direction of the high ground. We could see the whole island from there.
That looks good. So we have Fever Rot, High Fjord. Would be good to have some wolves meat. Do you have any tips of how to capture those wolves? Any kind of traps? Any ways that they come? Do you know anything about the wolves that can help us to hunt them? We're going to pass 1 or 2 days to this mountain. What can we wait going by? How can we prepare better? Right, so we're doing it. I'm trying to get the most information.
Sigrid sharpens her sea axe with a whetstone, the rhythmic shh filling the silence between your words. She doesn't look up, her focus on the blade's edge.
Wolf meat, tough and stringy. You want to hunt them, you don't walk alone. They circle, they flank. One man is just meat waiting to be chewed. The grey ones, they respect strength, but the white ones, those are the old ones. They walk like men sometimes, or men walk like them. Hard to tell the difference in the dark.
Traps take time to set. And bait. If we're going to the Hoy Fjordur, we need rope. The climb is steep, and the wind up there, it'll pull you right off the edge.
A brilliant plan. Climb the highest cliffs in a storm to hunt wolves for meat that tastes like wet boots. What could possibly go wrong?
The cliffs are loose rock. One wrong step and you fall. If you go, take the rope. And don't come back if you break your legs. We don't have food for invalids. She worries. The fever root grows in the crevices, where the sheep can't reach. Look for the yellow flowers, even in the snow. The plant doesn't fear the cold. Maybe you shouldn't either.
The fire settles into a steady glow, the heat pushing back the chill of the floorboards. The wind howls outside, a constant reminder of the exposed plains beyond these thin walls.
Right. Mama, is there anything interesting here? Any secret? Any memory? I'm here. Want to know you. Talking to the.
Mama's eyes crinkle at the corners, a dry chuckle rattling in her chest. She shifts under the furs, the firelight casting long shadows across her face.
Secrets. Every rock on this island holds a secret, stranger. But memories, those are heavy things to carry. I remember when this hut was new, when Bjorn was just a boy, chasing sheep on these plains, before the wolves grew bold. Amma, don't bore him with old stories. He asked Sigrid. There is one thing, a memory that doesn't fade. The night the hermit came to the island. He walked out of the sea like a ghost, with nothing but the clothes on his back and eyes full of stars. He built his nest in the ancient oak and never came down. They say he speaks to the ravens.
Speaks to ravens. A dangerous habit. They gossip.
Maybe he knows why the beast spares him. Or maybe he just knows how to hide. That is my secret, stranger. The madman in the trees might be the sanest one left.
The fire pops, a log settling into ash. Sigrid stares into the flames, her jaw tight, saying nothing. Outside, the wind howls, a lonely sound against the turf walls.
Tell me more about Torolf. Where can I find him? Oh, welcome.
Thorolf? So the madman has a name now. He lives in Nordskogen, the North Forest. In a treehouse, high up where the wolves can't reach him. Welcome you? Hard to say. He speaks to ravens and stares at the sun. Some say he's a god-touched seer. Others say he's just a runaway thrall who lost his wits to the cold. He's dangerous. Not because he fights, but because he knows things. Things men shouldn't know. If you go there, don't drink anything he offers you. And don't look too long at his carvings.
A treehouse in the dead of winter. He must have powerful magic to keep the fire burning up there.
Or just a lot of wood and a fear of heights. God-touched? More likely brain-frozen.
Brain hot.
The path north leads into his domain, but the forest is thick and the snow is deep. You'll need sharp eyes to find the ancient oak.
Okay, going directly to the wolves den, then mountain. Looks like going to the forest better. And prepare, maybe find the start of madman, and then go to the face the find the fever rot. Bring it to you, Emma. Go to the wolf is not the brightest. Forest. Find the store of. Taking more. Long. Try again. Driving my. Northeast or northwest? Our turn 5 short. Five short. There? But be heard for 3 house. So we need to find a tree house and then okay, find this madman in the forest. Better than go mountain. Ourselves there. Got a rope?
Sigrid's eyes narrow at the mention of rope. She glances at the meager stack against the wall, then back at you, her expression hardening.
Rope? I have none to spare. Every length is life here. You want to climb? You bring your own.
The forest is thick. If the hermit is there, finding him will be hard enough without a clear path. But better than wolves on a cliff. Maybe.
The madman. He watches the tree line. If you walk into his woods, he will know before you see him. Just don't eat anything he offers.
A plan to walk into the dark woods to find a lunatic who talks to birds. What could possibly go wrong?
Nordskogen is north, through the trees. If you go, don't come back here at night. I won't open the door.
Let's see. Your wilder part of the Let's go. I will wait and take my turn sleeping. Time me, 1 time late. Then, at the morning, reached forest. Thank you. Thank the. Oh, we have a bit of transcription problems, but everything. Everyone is chat and give me. Turn the. Nothing there.
You settle by the fire, the heat seeping into your bones as the wind howls outside. Sigrid banks the flames, leaving only embers that glow like a dying eye in the darkness. Leaf takes the first watch, his back against the wall, sea axe in hand, while you pull the furs over yourself. Sleep comes in fits, haunted by the sound of wolves and the memory of cold water.
Your turn. The fire's low. Nothing moved out there.
Right.
You shake off the furs, the air biting at your face. The embers have faded to gray ash. Dawn breaks through the smoke hole, pale and weak.
Was to
Sigrid
sleep
is
inside
already
the
awake,
hut.
stirring
Something
the
went
pot,
wrong.
her face grim in the morning light. Amma sleeps on, her breathing shallow but steady.
No, we aren't here.
Morning. The woods wait. Don't expect a warm welcome when you return.
You and Leaf step out into the gray dawn. The plains stretch out before you, a vast white sheet under a steel sky. To the north, the dark line of the forest looms, the trees standing like silent sentinels. The cold is sharp, cutting through your clothes, but the path is clear.
Right.
Nordskogen. Let's hope the hermit is friendlier than the wolves.
You set off across the snow, the crunch of your boots the only sound in the stillness. The hut fades behind you, a small bump in the endless white. The forest grows closer with every step, the shadows lengthening as you approach the tree line.
Right, we got in. Let's wait the morning. We need light to enter the. Where do you think that is better to enter? What do you think, late? Your call.
The gray light of dawn is already spilling across the plains, cold and thin. You stand at the southern edge of the open ground, the dark wall of Nordskogen looming ahead. The wind cuts through your damp clothes, a reminder that the night's mercy was brief.
Morning is here, Odd. As for entering, the forest is thick. The tree line is sharp, like a wall of spears. We could push straight north, but the undergrowth will slow us. Or we could skirt the edge to the east, where the trees thin near the coast. Either way, once we're under the canopy, the light dies.
Let me guess. Straight north gets us eaten faster, while the long way around just gives the wolves more time to circle behind. Brilliant tactical discussion.
The raven mocks, but he doesn't freeze. I say we take the direct path. The hermit's oak is ancient. It will stand out. If we linger, we lose the light.
The forest stands silent, its branches heavy with snow. To the north, the shadows are already deep. To the east, the path seems slightly more open but longer.
I'll try to talk to the raven. I will try to ask the raven my question. Raven, what's your name? Why you talk to me? Do you have any connection with the forest?
The wind dies down for a heartbeat, and there he is, perched on a frost-covered rock, feathers blacker than the shadows around him. He tilts his head, obsidian eyes fixed on you, unblinking.
Names? You cling to them like driftwood. You may call me Hugin. It means thought. Appropriate, since you seem to have so little of your own.
Right.
Why do I talk? Perhaps because silence is boring. Or perhaps because something finds your struggle amusing. As for the madman in the trees, birds talk. Men just make noise.
Odd. You're speaking to the air again. There's nothing there.
He can't see me. Typical. You see the world, but you never watch it.
The raven shifts his weight, the rock creaking faintly under claws that leave no mark. He spreads one wing, preening a feather with impossible precision.
The hermit listens to the wind. I listen to everything. We are not so different, he and I. Just on opposite sides of the sanity line.
We should keep moving. Talking to yourself draws the wrong kind of attention.
Let's take it straight to the tree house. Edmund. Amma said that he knows the forest better than us, and he would find us. Let's hope for that. Let's get his way as he prepare it for. Right, so let's see. So we are in the wolf's forest. Blood moon.
The trees close around you like the bars of a cage. The light from the plains dies instantly, replaced by a rust-red glow that bleeds through the branches, the blood moon rising. The air is colder here, still and smelling of spruce resin and something metallic, like old blood. Snow lies deep under the canopy, untouched by wind, hiding the ground.
It's too quiet. No birds. Even the wind stops here. Odd. I don't like this. The tracks we saw, they came from this dark.
Welcome to the belly of the wolf. The madman's tree is somewhere in this endless shadow. Let's hope he's home, and not currently something's dinner.
Leaf draws his sea axe, his eyes darting between the dark trunks. Ahead, the forest is a maze of spruce and birch, shadows stretching long and twisted. To the left, a faint trail winds through the undergrowth, perhaps an animal path. To the right, the trees seem thinner, leading toward a distant rocky outcrop. A low roar echoes from the north, shaking the needles from the branches above. It is close, but not here. Not yet.
That wasn't a wolf. Which way, Odd? The path or the rocks?
Let's take the path. Try to be healthy. Take care.
You nod toward the faint trail winding through the undergrowth, pressing a finger to your lips. Leaf nods back, gripping his sea axe tighter as he steps into your tracks. You move onto the path, placing each foot with deliberate care to avoid the dry, snapping twigs that litter the forest floor. The snow here is patchy, hidden beneath layers of spruce needles and moss. Every step is a gamble, silent one moment, a sharp crack the next. The rust-red light of the blood moon filters through the branches, casting long, distorted shadows that seem to move even when you don't.
Quiet as a grave. But the dead don't have hearts beating like drums in their ears.
Ahead, the path curves around a massive boulder covered in gray lichen. As you approach, a low branch snaps under Leaf's boot, the sound like a bone breaking in the silence. He freezes, eyes wide, staring into the dark thicket to your left.
Sorry. I thought I had it.
The roar from the north echoes again, closer this time, vibrating in your chest. The forest holds its breath. You need to move without being heard, or whatever made that sound will find you before you find the hermit.
Saint Louis. Oh, that's a figure. Oh, we have it. We're not dead. We're moving. Have story point.
You motion for Leaf to freeze, and the two of you become statues in the gloom. The snap of the branch hangs in the air, a betrayal that seems to echo forever. But the forest does not react. No wolves burst from the shadows. No heavy footsteps crush the undergrowth. The distant roar fades into the wind, the beast moving on, its attention drawn elsewhere.
That was too close. My heart is beating so hard I can hear it in my ears.
You wait a long moment, counting the beats of your slowing pulse, before you move again. This time, you are ghost-like. You step over roots, avoid patches of dry leaves, and place your feet on the patches of moss that deaden sound. Leif follows your lead, his movements mimicking yours, his breathing controlled. The rust-red light of the blood moon filters through the canopy, painting the snow in shades of dried blood.
Better. The forest accepts you now. Or perhaps it's just saving you for something worse.
The path winds deeper into the woods, the trees growing denser, their branches intertwining overhead to block out the sky. The air is thick with the smell of spruce and damp earth. Ahead, the trees part slightly, revealing a massive shape rising above the others. An ancient oak, its trunk wide enough to hide a dozen men, its branches gnarled and heavy with age. High in its boughs, a structure clings to the wood, a dark silhouette against the blood moon.
Nice.
There. The treehouse. It looks abandoned, but there's smoke rising from the roof.
A thin wisp of gray smoke curls into the night air, the only sign of life in this dead forest. Below the oak, the ground is clear of snow, trampled by many feet over many years. A rope ladder hangs down, swaying gently in the breeze.
Home sweet home. Shall we knock or just climb up and surprise the madman?
Right, so I want to enter the. I don't want a madman. Better not. I will throw a rock at the and wait if he.
You scan the ground at your feet, finding a fist-sized stone half buried in the moss. You weigh it in your hand, gauging the distance to the platform high above, and let it fly. The stone arcs through the blood-red light, striking the wooden door with a hollow thud that echoes in the stillness. Silence follows. The rope ladder sways gently, untouched. Leaf shifts his weight, his eyes darting between the dark branches surrounding you.
Nothing. Maybe he's not there, or maybe he's sleeping.
Then, a voice drifts down from the platform, raspy and disjointed, as if speaking to the air rather than you.
Stones. The ground throws stones at the sky now. No, not the ground. Men. 2 of them. One who speaks to birds.
Huh.
Fame at last. The madman knows your name.
A face appears over the edge of the platform, framed by wild gray hair and a ruff of feathers. Torald peers down, his pale eyes unfocused, tracking movements that aren't there.
Strandwalkers. The wind told me you were coming. Why do you wake Godatar? The night is for sleeping, or for dying.
We seek shelter and knowledge. Will you let us up?
Shelter. The wolf's belly is warm too. But perhaps you have purpose. Climb, if you can hold your weight. The rope is old, like me.
The rope ladder creaks as it settles, the wood worn smooth by years of climbing. Above, Torald vanishes back into the shadows of the treehouse, leaving you to decide whether to trust the rotting hemp.
Slaves, what do you? Can we climb this rope, or it's better to make?
Hugin hops from his rock to a lower branch, his head tilted as he examines the swaying ladder above.
Make your own. With what? That wet string in your pouch. The ladder holds the madman. It should hold you, unless you've eaten more crabs than it looks like.
It looks old, but the wood is thick. If it breaks, we fall. If we make our own, we have no anchor point up there.
A dilemma. Climb the rotting rope, or stand in the dark forest waiting for the teeth. I'd choose the rope. The fall is quicker.
Not the false.
Leaf eyes the ladder, then the surrounding trees, calculating the distance to the first rung. The rust-red light of the blood moon makes the shadows stretch long, hiding what might be watching from the undergrowth.
I can test the first rung. Put my weight on it. If it holds, we go up. If not, we find another way.
Let's try as you say. I was direct.
Leaf steps up to the swaying ladder, gripping the rough hemp with both hands. He puts a foot on the first rung, testing his weight slowly. The wood creaks, groaning under the strain, but it holds. Dust and flakes of bark drift down on you.
It's solid, or solid enough. I'll go first. If it breaks, try not to land on me.
Leaf begins to climb, his movements deliberate and steady. You follow close behind, the rope swaying gently with your combined weight. The rust-red light of the blood moon casts long, eerie shadows through the branches as you ascend. The smell of smoke and strange herbs grows stronger. About halfway up, the ladder jerks violently. A run shifts under your boot, nearly sending you sprawling.
Gravity remembers you. A shame, really.
Let's see. I have it right. Hey, I'm alive.
Your grip tightens around the rough hemp as the rung shifts beneath you, your heart hammering against your ribs. With a grunt of effort, you haul yourself up, finding purchase on the next solid beam.
Leaf scrambles above, his boots finding purchase on the sturdy platform. You swing a leg over the edge, pulling yourself onto the wooden floor of Godidle. The air here is thick with the scent of wood smoke.
Made it! My arms are shaking like leaves in the wind.
Torolf stands before you, a silhouette against the glow of the fire pit. He is shorter than he seemed from below, wrapped in patchwork furs that look like they've been stitched together from a dozen different animals. Bones and feathers rattle as he moves, his pale eyes fixing on you with an intensity that makes your skin crawl.
You climbed. The rope didn't break. The All-Father must be laughing tonight.
Or maybe he just wants a better view of the slaughter. Nice nest, madman. Very cozy.
A bird speaks. I hear them too. The ones with feathers. The ones without. They say you are running, Strandwalker. But from what?
The hermit turns his back on you, shuffling toward the fire. Around the platform, strange objects hang from the branches. Animal skulls, bundles of herbs, runes carved into the wood that seem to shimmer in the firelight. The smoke hole above lets in the rust-red glow of the blood moon, turning the treehouse into a cage of shadows.
Odd. Look at those carvings. They're not just decoration.
Oh. Take a close look. Carvings.
You step closer to the nearest branch, the firelight flickering over the wood. The carvings are deep, cut into the living oak with a blade that must have been sharper than any you've seen. They form a language older than the Norse tongue, twisting shapes that seem to move when you look away. One pattern repeats, a jagged line like a lightning bolt, and beside it, a circle with a dot in the center.
Fire and silver. The old weaknesses. Or just a doodle of a very bored god.
The wolf child fears the burn and the pale metal. Iron bites, but it heals. Fire scars forever.
Torolf shuffles past you, his fingers brushing the runes as if greeting old friends. He doesn't look at you, his eyes fixed on the smoke hole where the blood
Fire
moon
against the
glows.
beast.
You see the marks, Strandwalker, but do you see the warning? The beast wears many skins. Tonight, it wears the hunger.
Fire and silver. Good to know, if we can find any. My sea axe is just iron.
The wind picks up, howling through the branches below, making the treehouse sway slightly. The fire pit crackles, sending a shower of sparks up toward the dark sky. The door to the interior stands open, revealing a cluttered room filled with dried herbs, strange bones, and a bed of furs.
I will go. Hi, old man. You have root fever.
You step across the threshold into the warmth of Godatail. The interior is a cluttered sanctuary. Dried herbs hang from the low ceiling, their scent sharp and medicinal. Shelves carved into the living oak hold jars, bones, and small leather pouches. A bed of furs occupies one corner, and a small fire pit burns in the center, the smoke curling lazily toward the hole above.
Old man, I have been called worse. Godamada, some say. Madman, most say. But you may call me...
Godamada, God Speaker. Does the All-Father answer, or just listen?
He listens. Sometimes. That is worse. You seek the root, the yellow flower that clings to the high stone.
Torolf shuffles to a shelf, his fingers brushing over several pouches before selecting one filled with dried, crumbled plant matter. He turns back to you, holding it out.
Fever root. It grows where the wind bites hardest, on the Hoya Fjorda. A difficult climb for a dying woman, but you are here.
You have it? Just sitting here?
I gather what the island gives. Take it. But know this, the root cures the blood fever. It does not cure fate.
And what do you know about fate?
Torolf's eyes glaze over, fixing on a point somewhere between your shoulder and the smoke hole. His fingers trace the rune-carved air, as if weaving threads you cannot see.
Fate. Fate is the thread the Norns spin, and the scissors they hold. I know only that the thread frays here. Do you feel it tugging, Strandwalker? Or are you too busy running to notice the noose?
Charming. A noose. I prefer to think of it as a very long walk with a disappointing end.
Maybe we should just take the route and go. This talk, it feels like bad luck.
Luck is for dice players. You have the root. The old woman breathes. That is one thread, uncut. But the others, the wolf child, the moon, they tighten.
Oh,
around you.
this is
The firelight dances across Toral's weathered face, deepening the lines of age and madness. He turns away, muttering to the shadows, leaving you with the pouch of fever root and more questions than answers.
sort of. Can we keep talking? I want to know, grandson, what do you about the
Toralf pauses, his back to you as he stokes the fire. The name you used hangs in the smoky air, a small error in the grand weaving of things.
Korolf, the wind carries many sounds. Some are names. Some are just noise.
Close enough. The madman answers to anything that doesn't scream.
The old woman's kin. Bjorn. He walked into the dark, and the dark walked back out. Or so they say.
Toralf turns slowly, his pale eyes fixing on you. He gestures vaguely toward the window, where the rust-red light of the blood moon bleeds through the branches.
The wolf child. It is hunger given shape. It is the moon's shadow on the earth. You ask if it is him. I ask, does it matter? The teeth are just as sharp.
That's not an answer. Do you know something, old man?
yeah?
Of course he knows. He just enjoys watching you stumble in the dark, like a moth around a flame.
I know the island judges. Some men become wolves. Some wolves become men. Tonight, under the red eye, the line is thin.
The fire pops loudly, sending a spray of sparks upward. Toralf sinks onto his fur bed, looking suddenly very tired, his patchwork coat settling around him like a nest of dead birds.
You have the root. The woman lives. That is a kindness. But the wolf child, you cannot cure him with roots. Only steel or fire.
Of the... However, we're here. Do you have food? You have some because, well, even so, we're a bit concerned. Have many.
Torolf stares at you, his pale eyes unblinking. The firelight casts long shadows across his face, making the bones and feathers woven into his hair seem to twitch.
Trade. What do you have that the island has not already taken? Gold is heavy, silver bites, but knowledge is light.
He wants your secrets. Good luck. You don't even have those anymore.
Food, yes, the forest provides, for those who know where to look. Wellness, that is a word for men who fear their own thoughts.
The hermit shuffles to a clay jar near the fire pit. He pulls out a strip of dried meat, tough and dark as old leather, and tosses it to you. Then he produces a small pouch of dried mushrooms, their caps spotted with blue.
Eat. It will stop the shaking in your hands, but it will not stop the shaking in your heart.
Mushrooms? I've seen men eat strange things in the north. Some didn't wake up.
Oh, let him eat. A hallucinating warrior is just more entertainment for the moon.
Have strength. In a second, bro. Right, so we have the food. I don't want to eat it right now. Have an army ring. And clothes, thought of. Do you have any? Ours are in bad shape. Oh, I got
Torolf
something.
looks down at your tunic.
The fabric's stiff with salt and dried blood. Then back at the fire.
He chuckles, a dry, rattling sound.
Clothes. Men worry about covering their skin, while the wolf wants what's underneath. I have skins, furs, things the island left behind.
It's good already.
He rummages through a pile in the corner,
I think I can
tossing aside a
strip
few
this man
bones
off.
in a cracked bowl. He pulls out a heavy fur cloak, patched with different pelts. There's something smaller that might be fox, and a rough woolen tunic that smells of wood smoke and age.
Take them. They belonged to a man who thought he could outrun the winter. He was wrong. But the clothes, they kept him warm until the end.
Reclaimed from a corpse. How hygienic. Still better than freezing in your own rags, I suppose.
Leaf steps forward, taking the cloak and feeling the weight of it. He inspects the wool tunic, checking for rot or pests.
It's coarse, but it's dry. Odd. This will help. The cold, it bites harder than the wolves sometimes.
Good. It does not have images yet, but thank you, Torov. This is our welcome gift. Why do you help us? Not only with knowledge that is the true treasure of this island, but with food and clothes. How can we repay you? Right, so let's see.
Repay. The island takes what it wants. I am just a leaf on the wind.
Right, so you just give me
A very
everything.
talkative leaf. One that smells of wood smoke and madness.
You carry a heavy burden, Strandwalker.
Okay.
Not just the root. A fate that draws the wolf child. If I help you stand, perhaps you will not fall when the teeth come.
Torolf sinks deeper into his furs, his eyes drifting toward the smoke hole, where the blood moon watches like a bleeding eye. The firelight flickers over the rune-carved walls, casting dancing shadows that seem to writhe.
He speaks in riddles, Odd. But the clothes are warm, and the meat, it's better than starving.
Eat, dress. The night is long, and the red eye does not blink.
Sort of. I have this silver armlet here. Do you think we can use this against the wolf child? Transform this in a weapon. Like a spearhead. Or a arrow. What do you I have some. Maybe we can use.
You pull the silver arm ring from your pouch, the metal gleaming dully in the firelight. Torol's eyes snap to it, the milky surface reflecting the hunger in his gaze.
Oh, he wants it.
Silver. The pale bite. You carry a king's ransom on your arm, Strandwalker.
Or a thief's. Let's hope it bites harder than the iron.
The hermit takes the arm ring, his fingers tracing the twisted metal. He weighs it in his palm, then looks at you, his expression suddenly sharp and focused.
To make a spearhead or an arrow, this requires fire and hammer. And hands that know what they are doing. Silver is soft. It melts like snow in a forge.
Can you do it? Or do we need a smithy?
Yeah.
I have fire. I have stones. at shaping the moon metal. That is a question of will, not just skill.
Torolf sets the arm ring on a flat stone near the fire pit. He picks up a heavy rock, testing its weight in his hand.
Right.
If we fail, the silver is ruined. A worthless puddle. If we succeed, the wolf child bleeds.
High stakes. I love it. Let's see if you're as good with a hammer as you are with riddles, old man.
So shape the silver arm into weapon peep. Throw the die. I need a 6 to go. Oh no 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 no! 6 and 1. That was very bad. I had a 6, bro. I just lost my silver armband.
Torolf builds the fire higher, the flames licking at the flat stone. He places the silver arm ring in the center, the metal glowing red as the heat takes it. With a grunt, he raises the heavy rock and brings it down. The blow is clumsy. The soft silver splatters like wet mud, spreading across the stone and dripping into the fire. A hiss of steam rises as the molten metal hits the embers, filling the air with the acrid smell of burning metal. Torolf tries to scrape it back, to shape it with the edge of the rock, but it's too late. The arm ring is gone, replaced by a jagged, useless blob.
Oh, that's...
The moon metal. It fights. Or perhaps my hand is too old for such fine work.
No problem, bro.
A masterpiece. Truly. I'm sure the beast will die laughing at that lump.
It's ruined. All that silver. Gone. We'll have to rely on iron and fire, I suppose.
Old man. Don't blame yourself. Now we have another goal. We need to make fire. And we have to fight with fire. Do you have anything here that can sustain fire? Like oil for torches? And we have fire arrows, fire weapons. So let's try to make fire weapons.
Torolf stares at the ruined silver, his expression unreadable in the shifting firelight. He wipes his hands on his furs, smearing soot and silver dust across the patchwork pelts.
The moon metal is stubborn, but fire is always hungry. It eats what it is given.
He shuffles to a shelf lined with clay jars and pulls one down, sealed with wax. He breaks the seal with a thumbnail, revealing a thick, black substance inside.
Thank you.
Pine resin. Harvested from the living trees, it burns hot and long. Sticky, too. The wolf child will not shake it off easily.
He hands the jar to you, then reaches deeper into the shadows to retrieve a skin pouch, heavier than it looks. The liquid inside sloshes softly.
Seal oil from the blubber of the great beasts of the sea. A torch dipped in this will burn until nothing is left but ash and bone.
I got pine red.
Fire arrows. We'd need cloth for the heads, and time to wrap them.
Time is the one thing you don't have. The moon is bleeding, and the wolf is hungry.
Wrap your arrows in cloth strips. Soak them in the oil. When the flame bites, aim true. The beast fears what it cannot eat.
Leaf takes the jar of resin, testing its weight. He looks at your bow, then at the door leading to the ladder.
We can prepare them here. It's warm, but if we stay too long, the beast might find the tree.
A wooden treehouse, full of dried herbs and furs. What could possibly go wrong with fire in here?
I don't have a bow. I don't have a way to shoot arrows. Old man, can we fabricate a bow here? If not, let's fabricate an and make fire in its head. With the pine resin, we can make a bomb. What do you think? Can we make a bomb?
Taralf shakes his head at the mention of a bow, his fingers tapping the rhythm of a lost song against his knee.
A bough. You must sleep in the ground for a season before it wakes to the stringer's art. We have hours, not years.
He stands, his joints popping, and moves to a pile of wood stacked against the wall. He selects a sturdy branch of birch, straight and thick as a man's wrist, testing its flex with a grunt.
A spear, though. The spear is honest. It does not curve. It does not lie.
He hands the branch to you, then gestures for the resin and oil. You work together in the firelight, stripping a rag from your old sail and wrapping it around the spear's tip. The resin is thick and sticky, clinging to your fingers, and the seal oil soaks into the cloth until it drips.
A bomb? You mean to throw fire? Then wrap it tight. When you light it, count to 3 before you loose it, or you burn your own hand.
A burning stick. How terrifying. Try not to set the forest ablaze before the wolf even arrives.
Leaf watches the process, his eyes darting between the weapon and the ladder leading down into the dark.
It will burn. But can you get close enough to use it? That thing is fast.
Have a fire spear. We need to have him. Then we can throw this explode after or pierce it by the fire spirit. Either way, we need a torch in the other hand, at least to scare him. Let's craft the sticks for the torch. Then we can run.
You set to work, tearing strips from the already ruined sail and wrapping them around
Shorter lengths of birchwood.
The seal oil soaks into the cloth instantly, the smell sharp and pungent in the small space. Torolf watches,
his pale eyes reflecting the flames as he hands you more wood from his pile.
Fire is a good servant, but a cruel master. Keep the beast in the light, and it cannot find the shadows to strike from.
Leif takes one of the finished torches, testing the weight. He holds it near the fire pit, watching the oil glisten in the flickering light.
2 torches, 1 spear. It's a wall of fire if we stand close enough. But if we miss, the darkness swallows us.
Optimistic. I like it. Just remember to light them before the teeth are around your throat.
Yeah.
You secure the torches to your belt, the resin and oil safely stowed. The fire spear lies ready, its rag-wrapped head heavy with promise. The treehouse creaks in the wind, a wooden ship adrift in a sea of dark branches.
The red eye watches. The wolf child smells the smoke. Will you wait for him to climb the ladder? Or will you go to him?
Where to say? We have high ground. Really better to set a trap here. You wait him. If he tries to climb, or if he tries to jump. I don't know his capability. Can you tell me more? Can he climb here without the ladder? Is he heavier and the ladder will fall? The ladder is up. How can we get down there? Can we create another? Okay.
Torolf runs a hand along the rough bark of the platform's edge, peering down into the darkness below. The wind howls through the branches, shaking the entire structure.
The wolf child is not a man. He does not need a ladder to climb where he wants to go. But wood burns, and he knows it.
A wooden box in a burning forest. Brilliant strategy. When he jumps, do try to catch him.
He is heavy. Heavier than a man of flesh and blood. The ladder would groan. Maybe hold. Maybe snap. If you cut it, you are a king in a castle of air.
And if we need to leave? Jump from here. That's a long way to fall.
Gravity is honest. It always collects its debts.
Leif tests the rope ladder with his boot, watching it sway over the drop. He looks at the fire spear in your hands, then at the darkness of the forest floor far below.
We have the high ground, the fire. But if he comes up that ladder, we have one chance to stop him before he's among us.
The red eye is high. The hunger rises. Do you wait for the wolf to come to the door, or do you walk into his mouth?
And if thought of it, I don't think so. Right, so I will use the hope in my bag and place it with a good don't remember. How do I speak? Make a good American. American. Hurry.
Your hands tremble as you rummage through the leather satchel, fingers brushing. Your mind is a fogged mirror, reflecting.
Easy now. You're shaking. The cold gets into the blood.
He's losing it. The threads are snapping. Or perhaps there was never...
Leaf reaches out, steadying your hand with a grip like iron. The firelight dances in his eyes, a small anchor in the vast dark.
We have the root. We have the fire. That is real. The rest can wait until we see the...
The sun is far away. The red eye is close.
I will get the ship's rope and make a good ring in the hut. And if something happens and leave, we'll use the rope. Me and Leifs will get in position, fight the beast. I leave a torch to Leifs. I leave a torch to Todov, and I hand the spear. Have to fight.
You drag the heavy coil of ship's rope to the platform's edge, knotting it securely around the ancient oak's thickest branch. The hemp bites into the bark, a lifeline dangling into the void below. Leaf watches, his face grim, as you hand him a torch, the oil-soaked rag heavy in his grip. You press the other torch into Toral's weathered hands, and he accepts it with a nod, his eyes already fixed on the darkness beyond the ladder. You keep the fire spear yourself, the resin-wrapped head smelling of pitch and blubber.
If we have to jump, that rope better hold, or we fall together.
The wood groans. The wind screams. Do you hear the paws? Heavy. Wet. They come.
Here we are, 3 warriors in a bird's nest, waiting for the wolf to knock. I hope he likes the view.
Fight.
A low growl vibrates through the floorboards, deeper than any wolf's, rattling your teeth. The ladder jerks violently, then snaps taut as something massive begins to climb. The wood creaks, protesting under a weight that should not be in the trees. You raise the fire spear, the flame licking the air as Leif strikes his torch alight with flint and steel. Torolf lights his own, the 3 fires pushing back the shadows just as a clawed hand, huge and glistening, hooks over the edge of the platform.
And what happens now in the fight? I prepare the spear and wait for attack. Eh.
The massive clawed hand grips the platform edge, splintering the wood as the beast heaves its bulk upward. A head, matted with dark fur and muscle, rises over the lip eyes, burning like coals in the blood moon light.
Ready pierce.
The smell of rot and wet fur fills the small space. You plant your feet, the fire spear heavy in your hands, the resin-soaked head flickering with eager flame.
He's bigger than the stories, and uglier.
Your legs holds his torch high, the fire casting wild, dancing shadows across the beast's snarling face. Torolf stands motionless, his torch raised like a brand, whispering words that sound like wind through dead leaves. The beast roars, a sound that shakes the leaves of the ancient oak, and lunges fully onto the platform.
What?
Now!
What? I have to take a 6 with 5 dices. Please. Yes, we. Oh. That was good.
You thrust the fire spear forward with every ounce of strength left in your freezing limbs. The resin-soaked head, a roaring star of orange and blue, drives deep into the beast's chest. The smell of blubber and pitch explodes into a cloud of acrid smoke as the flame bites into fur and flesh. The beast howls a
Sound like tearing iron and jerks back, its claws scrabbling for purchase on the wooden platform.
The spear shaft snaps, leaving the burning head lodged in its chest.
A direct hit! Shame it's not silver, or this might have actually mattered.
The creature thrashes, knocking Leaf aside like a rag doll. He hits the railing hard, his torch tumbling from his grip and rolling across the floorboards.
Torol stands firm, chanting louder, his torch held high as the beast's massive tail sweeps through the small space, shattering clay pots and sending herbs flying. The platform lurches dangerously, the ancient oak groaning under the unnatural weight.
It's not stopping! The fire, it's just making it angry.
The flesh heals. The fire scars but does not kill. Strike again. Or run.
The beast shakes itself, embers scattering from its smoldering wound. Its eyes, burning coals of hate, lock onto you. The wound smokes, but the bleeding has already stopped. The flesh knitting together even as you watch. It lowers its head, snorting steam and smoke, preparing to charge.
Have my.
Induets, several guard. To be him vacuous. The wolf child has 9 lives, and you've only taken 1.
Fire spear broken. I will light up the pine resin and make the bomb. I will take steps back, count 2, and make it explode in the wolf shot. Let's see if we can explode him.
You snatch the leather satchel, fingers fumbling as you scoop the sticky pine resin and splash the seal oil over it. The mixture hisses, a thick, volatile sludge that clings to your hands. The beast snorts, a jet of steam rising from its nostrils as it crouches, muscles coiling for the kill.
A bomb in a wooden box. Bold. Stupid, but bold.
And do it.
You strike the flint, sparks showering the resin-soaked bundle. It catches with a whoosh, the flame flaring bright and hungry. One step back. Two. The heat washes over your face. The beast springs, a blur of fur and rage. You hurl the burning sack.
Right. I have to throw before he hits me. Hard. I failed. I think I died. I lost my head. What now?
The burning sack slips from your fingers, a slick disaster of oil and resin. It hits the floorboards at your feet and explodes in a violent whoosh of orange flame. The fireball engulfs your hands and chest, eating through your wool tunic and searing your skin before you can even scream. The heat is a physical blow, driving the air from your lungs.
Burning hands. Last lap.
The treehouse, dry as old bone and lined with hanging herbs, catches instantly. Flames race up the walls and curl across the ceiling, turning the small space into a roaring oven. The beast recoils from the sudden blast, snarling as the fire singes its fur. But the ancient oak groans louder now, the structure itself dying around you.
The wolf's carrot.
Brilliant! You've set the stage on fire. Literally.
The whole place is going! We have to jump! Now!
Oh.
Leaf grabs your arm, his face blackened by soot, dragging you toward the edge where the rope sways over the abyss. Torolf is already there, chanting frantically as he throws his torch into the inferno, a final offering to the flames. The beast shakes off the shock, its eyes locking onto you through the rolling smoke. It's hurt, but it's not stopping, and the only way out is down.
The fire eats the wood. The wolf eats the flesh. Jump or burn.
The railing cracks and splinters under the beast's weight. You stand at the precipice, the heat scorching your back, the rope in your blistered hands. Below, the forest floor is a dark patch of shadow and snow. 4 men down. The ladder is already burning, a cascade of sparks falling into the dark.
The rope or the ground. Either way, it's going to hurt.
Let's use the rope fast. What do I have?
You grip the rope, the hemp rough against your blistered palms, and leap into the void. The air rushes past your ears, a cold scream against the roar of the fire above. The rope sings as it slides through your hands, friction burning your skin before you hit the knot hard. You swing wildly over the dark forest floor, the heat of the burning treehouse a fading star above you. The ancient oak groans, a sound like a breaking spine, and the platform collapses inward, sending a shower of sparks and burning debris down into the darkness below. You see Leif and Torolf swinging on nearby branches, their silhouettes stark against the flames. The beast's roar echoes from above, frustrated and hungry,
as its wooden castle crumbles to ash.
You release the rope, dropping the last few feet into the snow. The impact jars your bones, driving the air from your lungs. You lie there for a moment, staring up at the pillar of fire where the hermit's home once stood, the smoke obscuring the blood moon.
We're down. We're alive. But the forest is dark.
A dramatic exit. I give it a 7. The landing needs work.
Around you, the trees are tall and silent, their branches interlocking like skeletal fingers. The fire above casts long, flickering shadows, but the spaces between the trees are deep, impenetrable black. You can hear the beast thrashing in the ruins above, but it won't stay there long. You need to move, now.
The wolf child will come down. He smells the blood. Which way does the Strandwalker run?
Keep the burning tree house and the game is cruel. I only take 1. All failures. So the beast has reached us again, and I don't have how to fight. Only my axe and
The rope
dagger.
burns through your palms, slick with sweat and resin. You swing too wide, the knot slipping at the worst moment. Gravity claims its due. You plummet, the world a blur of fire and shadow, until you smash into the unforgiving earth.
Right.
The impact drives the air from your lungs and snaps something in your ankle. Pain flares white-hot, drowning out the roar of the burning treehouse above. You lie gasping in the snow, the cold seeping into your bones even as your hands and chest throb with burns.
Raised ankle smoking.
A heavy thud shakes the ground nearby. The beast has landed. It shakes off embers like water, its massive silhouette blocking the blood moon. It sniffs the air, tasting your pain and fear. Leaf and Torolf are nowhere to be seen, lost in the dark or the fall. You are alone in the snow, broken and burning, while the wolf child turns its burning eyes toward you.
Coming.
That looked painful. And now the wolf is here. Can you run on that ankle? Or will you die here, in the dirt, while the sky burns?
The beast takes a step forward, its claws sinking into the snow. It is close enough to smell the rot on its breath. You have seconds before it strikes.
I have sex. That's so. I will take the torn sail and make it fire. Then I will take the 6 knife, the other hand, and I will fight the beast, trying to blind it. I'm dead.
Your fingers, blistered and slick with blood, fumble for the flint and steel. The beast snorts, a cloud of steam rising as it crouches, muscles coiling to spring. You strike the flint once, sparks showering the dry edge of the torn sail. It catches with a hungry hiss, the flame blooming orange in the darkness. You grip the sea axe in your other hand, the iron cold against your palm, and raise the burning sail like a shield.
Blinding it? With a rag? You're either very brave or very stupid. I can't tell which anymore.
The beast lunges, a wall of fur and muscle rushing toward you. You thrust the burning sail forward, the fire flaring bright as it meets the creature's face. The beast recoils, snapping at the flames, but the momentum of its charge carries it forward. Its claws slash through the air, seeking your flesh. You have one chance to drive the sea axe into its eyes before it tears you apart.
Let's try. Am I dead? Is the game? Oh, the game killed me. Phew. Come on. It's always flailers. So I'm dead. I got sliced.
The burning sail flares as you thrust it forward, but the beast is faster than your pain. A massive paw bats the flaming rag aside like a nuisance, sending it spinning into the snow to hiss and die. Before you can bring the sea axe up, the other paw strikes a blur of fur and claws that catches your raised arm and tears through muscle and bone. The impact throws you backward, crashing into the trunk of a spruce. Your sea axe flies from your grip, lost in the dark undergrowth. The beast looms over you, its chest heaving, the burn from the spear already fading to a pink scar.
That arm is ruined, and now you're unarmed. The wolf child appreciates the appetizer.
Blood pumps hot from your torn arm, steaming in the freezing air. The beast sniffs the wound, its burning eyes locking onto yours. It raises a clawed hand, ready to deliver the final blow. The heat of the burning treehouse is a distant memory. Here, there is only the cold and the teeth.
Do you have a plan? Or are you just waiting to become a story?
Gosh. Smoke. Oh no, what do I have here? I have my hand axe. I'm rolling to the left, getting my hand axe, and try to strike his legs. I will also cry for help. See if Safes or Torov can help me. Leaves.
You throw yourself to the left, your bruised ankles screaming as you roll through the snow. The beast's claws slash through the empty space where your chest was a heartbeat before, shredding bark from the spruce behind you. Your hand closes around the handle of the hand axe in your belt, the iron cold and heavy. You scream for Leaf and Thorolf, your voice cracking with desperation. But the roar of the burning treehouse and the beast's growl drown out the sound. You swing the axe in a wide arc at the beast's legs, aiming for the tendon.
A desperate gamble. Let's see if the wolf child dances.
Let's see. Well, at least one time in my life. Go, go, go. Yes. I did it! I hit it! It's a hit. I thought the spear would kill him, but he is rated.
The axe bites deep, iron shearing through tendon and bone with a wet crunch. The beast howls, a sound of rage and shock, as its rear leg collapses beneath it. It crashes into the snow, a mountain of fur and muscle thrashing in the red light, unable to stand. Your scream for Leif and Thorolf echoes unanswered, swallowed by the roar of the burning treehouse and the crackling of the underbrush, catching fire around you.
You hobbled the wolf. Now what? You can't outrun it on one leg, and you can't kill it with a hand axe.
What do I have here? Oh, look.
The beast drags itself through the snow, snapping at its own wounded leg, eyes burning with a new, focused hatred. The fire spreads from the fallen treehouse, lighting the forest in an eerie, flickering glow. You are alone, bleeding, and armed only with a hand axe, while the wolf child heals even as you watch.
As the beast is down, I will hit in the other tendons, making it unable to move and unable to reach me. I will repeat the process, ignoring his healing and not letting him stand again. If possible, I will hit him in vital points, waiting for the help of Thorolf or Leaves until making the beast down the most I can. Let's fight. I can't hunt.
You lunge forward, ignoring the screaming protest of your ankle and the hot throb of your arm. The hand axe rises and falls, a rhythm of iron meeting flesh. You hack at the good rear leg, the blade biting deep into the tendon, shearing it through with a wet snap. The beast howls, thrashing in the snow, its rear leg's useless ruin. You swing again, aiming for the throat, but the beast is faster than its broken limbs should allow.
And
It's
now?
healing! Look at the leg you cut first. Can you kill it faster than it knits itself back together?
I don't know.
The first leg you severed twitches, the flesh knitting together with sickening speed. The beast drags itself forward, its front claws raking the snow, snapping at your legs. You are losing blood, your vision blurring at the edges. You need to end this now, before it stands again.
So let's try. Nice. Chew, chew. Massive success. It's a desperate attack. I cut the head off. Ah, maybe.
You scream, a raw sound tearing from your throat, and put every ounce of your remaining strength into the swing. The hand axe rises, a silver arc in the blood moon light, and falls with the weight of a falling mountain. The iron bites deep into the beast's throat, shearing through fur, muscle, and windpipe in a single wet crunch. Hot blood sprays across your face, blinding you, tasting of copper and salt. The beast jerks, its eyes widening in shock, and then collapses. Its massive body shudders once, twice, and then lies still, the red light fading from its eyes like a candle snuffed out.
Killed it.
You did it. You actually did it. I didn't think you had it in you.
The silence that follows is deafening. The fire from the burning treehouse crackles nearby, casting long, dancing shadows over the corpse. You stand over the beast, your chest heaving, your arm throbbing in time with your heartbeat. The adrenaline begins to fade, replaced by a crushing wave of exhaustion and pain. Your ankle gives way, and you sink to your knees in the snow.
Don't get too comfortable. The fire is spreading and you're leaking blood all over the place.
The heat from the burning treehouse is intense now, the flames licking at the surrounding trees. The forest around you is beginning to catch, the dry underbrush turning into a wall of fire. You need to move, but your body refuses to obey. Your vision swims, the world tilting dangerously.
Bad. Collapsing. Where
Can
are
you
my
stand?
friends?
Or will you burn with the wolf?
Through the haze of pain, you see shapes emerging from the smoke. Leaf limps forward, supporting a battered Torolf. They are alive, singed and bruised, but alive. They stare at the dead beast, then at you. Their face is a mix of disbelief and relief.
You killed it! By Thor's hammer. You actually killed it.
The wolf child sleeps, but the fire wakes. We must go, Strandwalker. The forest burns.
Get any cutting weapon that you have. Take his head off. And throw the body in the fire. Finally, we can leave. Please, take care of me. Have anything that can help me? Well, I carried leaves. Meaning.
Leaf moves with the speed of desperation, tearing strips from his own tunic to bind your arm. He pulls the knot tight, and you gasp as the pressure cuts off the flow of blood.
Your fate.
Torolf kneels beside you, his hands hovering over your burns, chanting softly. The pain recedes to a dull throb, enough to keep you conscious.
Hold on. Just hold on. We'll take the head. We'll burn the rest.
Leaf takes your hand axe, the iron heavy with your blood and the beast's. He moves to the corpse and swings, the blade biting into the neck. The work is grisly, but he does not stop until the massive head is severed. Together, they drag the body toward the burning underbrush, feeding the wolf child to the flames. The fire roars higher, consuming the monster that hunted this island for so long.
It's done. Fenrir's child is dead.
Eat it.
I didn't think you could do it. I didn't think anyone could. You know what comes now?
A shadow detaches itself from the smoke. A second raven, larger than Hugin, descends from the sky. It lands beside the first, feathers absorbing the light of the fire and the blood moon. Munin has come to you.
You killed it.
Yes.
In all the ages of Odin's trials, very few mortals have chosen to fight rather than flee. The All-Father did not expect this. Neither did I.
I watched them hunted. Hunted. The child of Fenrir. They found the silver.
They found the fire. They read the signs. And when the moment came, when it was close enough to feel its breath, to smell the wolf blood, they didn't flinch. Odin will find that very interesting.
You showed mercy in Northumbria, pulled a child from fire. A raven saw. Odin took your memory to ask if that mercy was real. But you gave him a different answer than he expected. Mercy to the innocent, death to the monster. You didn't choose one. You chose both. That is rare, even among Odin's chosen.
I've watched mortals die at Fenrir's children's claws. Dozens. Hundreds. I've never watched one win. Go home, Ord. Remember who you are, and what you're capable of. The wolves will hear about this.
Munin spreads his wings, and the floodgates open. Your name returns. Odd. The raid on Northumbria. The faces of your shield brothers. The hall in the fjord. The child you saved from the burning longhouse. And this new memory, heavy and hot. The feel of the axe in your hands. The smell of the wolf's blood. The fire in the sky. The ravens take flight. Black shapes against the blood moon. You are alone with Leif and Torolf, but the emptiness is gone. The island is silent. The beast is dead. You are whole.
What now? We finished it! Was not what I was waiting for, but finished it. I liked it. I really liked it. We didn't save it, the child from the fire. That was strange. And we were not in all scenarios. But that was very good. And looks like that will be more stories in the future here, and I want to play them all. Thank you, OMEA, for the game, for the demo. And that was really good to play. I hope you play it as well. Make your choices. My camera is off. Just return. Bye-bye.